Excuse me, Spider-Man, would you mind if I quickly had sex with your ship?
I'm making everything purple. I'm used to like my colour scheme, which I'm not using at the moment. It feels strange.
You should get back to your normal color scheme. The purple camper van looks even more scary.
Right, I'm going to worry about where to put the stone extraction later. But what I will do is just put a sorter on the side so that I can be sure that I don't forget. And I'm out of interior plate. Now, how did I do this?
Define this.
The sorting system. The sorting and
Don't go overboard with the sorting system.
oh, I just mean the stone extraction. That's the only thing I want to make sure. It's just that we keep stone out of the system. And
You really hate stone.
well, once it's in there, you can't get it out again, and because you can't use it, so it's gonna end up just weighing the ship down. So we need to make sure that it doesn't get into the system and that we can throw it out when it does. Okay, I see what I did. So we have a feed into the cargo container, which allows anything into the cargo container. And then there is two sorters. One which allows stone out, which of course we could change to anything else if we found that we had too much of something else. So we've got a sort of jettison out sorter, which is that one there. And then we have a feed in, which is that one there. So that's all we need in terms of sorters. We just need two sorters. One that says this stuff can go into the system, and another sorter that says this stuff can be extracted from the system.
What?
I just like it. It's actually gonna look in a crazy way like some sort of camper van.
Wait, I just got an idea for the hood, so
Uh-huh.
it's going to look more hideous. Can we just park it in front of Anubis base in hopes that it scares him away and never returns to Boris? So you can live in your office in peace?
Oh, I haven't mentioned that, have I? I mentioned it to you earlier, but I've not explained to our viewers that the reason why I was keeping it quiet from Boris and Anubis is because if Boris thinks I'm going to go on holiday, I'm just going to bugger off and leave him and go and explore the universe for a while, then there's no way he's going to prioritise my office. So until we've finished building our camper van and we've actually gone off on holiday, I want Boris to stay in the dark so he'll carry on. So you never know, one day he might build my office, but it's certainly not going to happen if he doesn't think I'm there. And Anubis, I've had such trouble with Anubis trying to get me evicted and things like that, yeah, I don't want him making a move on my space inside the base before I've got some sort of established room in there. Hang on, I've got the seating glitch. Let's just jump out of that again.
You've had it the entire time. I just thought it would be not really useful anymore to notify you out of it.
Yeah, still
Given
got it.
that it's just additional work for something that you mostly don't see.
There we go. It can be really awkward when your feet get in the way, because you can't get close to blocks, and it knocks you sideways and things, so your placement becomes difficult. So it is a sort of practical issue. Right, construction components.
We should get to welding things up, otherwise we might not be able to reach them anymore.
Yeah, I have been doing a little bit. But I could run round with the welding ship if you want me to.
I thought that's why you brought it.
It would be more sensible, wouldn't it, than to...
You just brought it to brag.
Not at all. I left it here so that if you needed a welding ship or any of the components that were inside of it, it was there for you.
I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. By hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be good to see how this starts to look and take shape, actually.
Question, how are you doing on height down there?
I think it should be fine.
Would you mind if I'd steal you one block?
No, you should be fine. Wow, I'm gonna have to think about redesigning all my little ships, though.
All of them?
In the long run.
Why?
'Cause they're so slow and cumbersome with the new mechanics.
Oh, that way.
So they're all gonna need more power and more thrust. So should probably be okay with my go faster drills. They'll be tolerable. Like this little welder, when I first built it, it wasn't designed to get across any distance fast, but it was fairly nippy, sort of moving around a ship like this. Whereas now it's dreadfully slow. Of course, anything that's dreadfully slow to move is also dreadfully slow to stop.
Well, you can't really talk with me about that, given that everything I have and touch is automatically awfully slow.
Sure. It means that if you were to take a ship like this, you'd just get the compound effect, I imagine. Where...
I didn't need to move, so...
So what will happen if we head off into the wilderness in a camper van? If I...
Wilderness. We're in space. There isn't much vegetation, but continue.
It's wild. It's the wilds of space.
The wilds of space.
Uh-huh.
Space seems very calm, but okay.
So if we head off into the wilds of space, and if I'm driving and you're in the passenger seat, what does it do for your speed? Does that work? Or...
Sure. It would work fine. It would just be very trippy for me.
Would it be like when Boris was driving us in the yellow school bus and we were sort of jumping backwards and forwards all the time?
I don't know, I wasn't there.
Oh, you didn't watch the video?
I did, but I wasn't there. I don't know how it feels.
Ah.
Plus, you're usually all very nice and sim speed compared to me.
Yeah, we had very different sim speed to... No, it was Mary who had the really bad sim speed.
Oh, I didn't see Mary's perspective. Now I shall be shunned by the community. I'll go back to sleep now.
Meh.
What?
You can't go back to sleep and leave me to do this by myself.
Well, what I'm supposed... I mean, I can't just... People now know that I haven't seen it, and...
Well, that was before we were really... Because you didn't see all of my early episodes, did you?
No.
Yeah, of course not.
See, now I need to be shunned more. Time to... Can
I mean, I know you watch everything that all the Nidd tubers do.
Can I squish myself by turning the gravity generator up too high?
Meh. But yeah, this dates from before that. That was like Boris had barely joined the Merry Friends series. It was all very early days. Oh, it's okay, you don't need to punish yourself.
I'm already lying on the floor trying to crush myself with the gravity generator itself.
Well, come and do something constructive instead.
I'm trying to deconstruct myself. Doesn't that help?
No.
Why not?
Because then you'll leave me to do more work, and you've seen what I'm like with Windows.
Well, we only need 2 more windows and we're done, and they're pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I can't do any angle blocks.
They aren't even angled.
Some of the blocks that we're going to need are going to be angled.
No, you could literally just fill everything up with straight blocks.
Yeah, but then it'd look like it had been built in Minecraft but with rounded edges.
Well, all the edges are already there.
I know, and they look beautiful. So
And you,
come
you
and
only
do
need
more
to
useful
fill in the
things.
rest with normal blocks. So you're fine, and I can go quietly squish myself.
Yeah.
What? I'm trying to squeeze myself between the mat bay and the wall. Doesn't work, I'm too fat.
Stop punishing yourself and come and do something constructive. What was
Okay.
it you said to me? Oh, you've not even seen the video. You probably won't even remember. It wasn't constructive. Productive, that was it. Yeah, yeah. When you said, go over there and go and find something productive to do. It was
Oh.
quite funny. Our viewers will like that when they see it. So that, of course, is in one of our Portal episodes.
You shouldn't have said that. Now we need to play Anubis Cross promotion music.
We haven't got a music. We haven't got Anubis with us to do that. I'll make him do it in some other episode at some other point in time.
And it's going to be
Unless
very
you want to do it.
late.
Oh well. So what you doing?
Building your driving seat?
Okay. That's a nice productive thing. I mean, we don't need to finish this ship all in one go.
It would be nice if it would be. I mean, it's going to stick in front of my home the entire time otherwise.
Yeah.
Also, if it stays out in the open, people might find it and then tell Anubis and Boris. And then all your beautiful plans are going to be thrown over a pile of hay.
You've got an amazing turn of phrase.
I'm pretty sure this wasn't a saying in any language I know.
It is now.
That's not how sayings work.
Someone has to invent them to start with.
Yeah, but other people would have to use them too, and we wouldn't want them to use that.
Oh, I think that was really good. How many languages do you speak?
3.5?
And a half.
Okay, it's more like a tenth.
Okay,
Reduce
so
that more.
what languages do you speak?
Well, German, unfortunately. Then there's English, which I kind of accidentally do right now. Then French. And I used to speak very, very, very childish basic Russian.
Oh, right.
Don't mind it. Don't ask me anything in Russian right now, otherwise I will embarrass myself entirely and insult every single one of your viewers who can speak Russian properly. Same with French. Then again, people used to tell me I have a nice pronunciation in French, but I didn't believe them.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't like French.
Right. So, this thing about insulting the viewers,
Well, it's the French.
so they don't count.
I just ruined it, didn't I? Are you trying to laugh in French right now?
No. But my ancestors are French.
Oh no, I really ruined it. Should I get back to...
I was really thinking, do I not say anything here? And then it's like, oh, it's so tempting.
I should get back to the cryo chamber and freeze myself to death.
No, Mia. My my very far distant ancestors are French.
Okay, that's horrible enough. I'm gone to my cryo chamber.
Mia,
Yeah,
do something productive.
I am.
I was gonna say something until I decided to torment you.
In my defense, I used to like the French language a lot because it sounds so flamboyant and wonderful and generally nice. But then I had like 2 student exchange thingies, which both ended horribly. And I kind of then concluded that most French people must be like that. I don't like the French. One of them locked me up in my room the entire day because they didn't want to deal with me.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Some very strange people out there. Well, at some point in time, certainly not now, have spoken very childish, basic Spanish and German and French. And I don't remember any of it at all.
You're just saying that right now, so you don't have to say anything, just like me.
God, no. No. Languages are not my skill. I talked about this with Anubis in one of our episodes. I can't remember why we got onto the topic of languages, and I'm not even sure if it was on camera or just while we were flying back. It was definitely one of the Partners in Grind sort of story time things. He was saying about how he wanted to learn French, and he tried because they have so many. Montreal, he loves Montreal, and they speak not sort of the French type of French, but you know, a different dialect of French, the Canadian French. And we were talking about how we're both just really bad at languages. I mean, I really enjoy attempting to learn a language, but it's
work.
It's not even that, it's beyond me. It's not something that gets better with practice. I kind of reach I sort of hit a limit beyond which I can't get beyond it. I sort of get to a certain point, and then and that's as far as I can go. The best that I ever did was with Spanish. I found that because I'm a lot better at reading languages than I am at speaking them, or because I can sometimes, because I had a job where I had to interpret technical specifications that were written in Oh, all kinds of languages. And the first thing I'd do is have to look at the technical spec and decide whether or not to spend the money on getting it translated. And so that'd be my first decision. So I got to the point where I could read a technical spec in, because it's engineering, so you recognize units and stuff. So the first time I ever tried to read Chinese was without any training or learning. I knew no words, no symbols, but I could understand enough of the technical spec to know whether or not there was the vaguest chance that we might be able to meet the requirements of what was in the tender, so it was going to be worth translating the tender. And then, or maybe I decided it wasn't worth translating. I can't remember. But yeah, I can take, as long as the numbers and there was some basic things which were a bit like English, I could translate enough of what I was reading to understand what I was looking at.
That certainly sounds like a skill, and I'm not entirely sure how that didn't develop into something like a proper language understanding.
Yeah.
I'm sure with just a bit more training.
I couldn't take it. That was the weird thing. I couldn't take it beyond that point. But because I was quite practiced at that, that was where I started reading books in Spanish with a dictionary, because I really enjoyed Spanish. I enjoyed German as well, actually. I know you find that odd.
Gross. Or that odd works too.
But I enjoyed. I studied German for a year while I was, how old was I? I was about 19.